This episode is brought to you by New Moon Wishing, a self-care guidebook for wishful thinkers. Please see the link in the show notes.
Welcome to the Starzology Astrology Podcast. I'm your host, Arwynne O'Neill, and today I'm here again with my friend Katia.
Hello, Arwynne. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. So today we're going to be doing a bit of a lighthearted and fun episode. Not that they're not all fun, but this episode we're going to be going through the signs and talking about the kind of travel or vacation we might recommend for each of those signs.
How appropriate.
It's summer here in the Northern Hemisphere. Your mileage may vary if you are listening to us from Australia or South Africa. And if you are, thank you for listening. We love our global audience. And this is totally applicable to you, just 6 months offset from where you are. So, and of course, these are not all seasonal either. Like you can go anyway. We're just enough with the disclaimers. Everyone knows how the world is shaped. We're just
please do say hi if you're from like not Canada or the US.
Yeah,
that would be just really cool to hear where you're from.
We always love to hear from our listeners around the world, and your insights into what kind of travel you enjoy would be really fascinating for us as well. So we're just going to go through, and we're going to be talking about sun signs, but basically if you have any major planets in any of these signs, this is applicable to you. And even if you don't, and you just go, oh, wow, that's a great idea, then here we go.
I know. I'm so excited about this.
It's a good one.
I'm looking for good ideas too.
Exactly. Who isn't? So, okay, let's start with Aries. Aries is an adventurous fire sign. They want adventure. They want to do something action-packed, a little daring, maybe a little dangerous.
Adrenaline,
exactly. Hiking in the mountains, surfing in Hawaii, exploring like a bustling, active city, or just going somewhere that's the road not traveled.
You're describing my husband, who is very much an Aries, who's very much an adrenaline junkie. And I think we need to tell him where to go.
We've been on hikes together where he has just literally dived headfirst, what would appear to be off a cliff or into some like crevasse. And we're talking about the mountains of
Okay, let's just be clear.
British
Do not
Columbia.
attempt to do this.
Don't do this.
Yeah.
No, I mean, even... Like, it's not my place to say, but I've been absolutely terrified for his safety on some of these adventures. And he's just like charging ahead like a ram, clearly. And just literally
that's
head first
him.
in some cases. It's pretty funny.
And so where would you send him? Where do you think he would like to go?
Jeez, honestly, you guys have traveled way more than I have. So you tell me, like, where was the last place you guys had like the craziest adventure?
Well, recently it was taking a road trip from Vancouver to San Francisco, just north of it, and exploring everything along the coast. And yes, there was some headfirst diving into brand new places, mostly water-filled places. I think he would really thrive in New Zealand.
Ooh.
Yeah. We've never been, and we're looking for ideas in the future. But he spoke so highly of his time in Australia, and I didn't get to go with him then. And I'm thinking that if we get to go to that part of the world, I think New Zealand seems to be appropriate. Like he can do his bungee jumping in Queenstown. He can hike in stunning I want to say it's called Fiordland National Park.
Ooh.
But also explore like the vibrant Maori culture. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hopefully
Beautiful.
I'm pronouncing it correctly because
Maori.
all of this is so new.
Yeah.
And I think he would really, really love that adventurous spirit of that country.
Definitely. That would be amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'll suggest that and see how
Absolutely.
he feels about a 20-hour flight.
That's the only problem that I would have is the flight. I fidget so much in just like a 4.5 hour plane flight. But yeah, that would be absolutely worth it. I've heard wonderful things about New Zealand. And of course, being named after a character from The Lord of the Rings, I do have a soft spot for the place that that it was set in the movies.
Oh.
Yeah. Although I've never been. Not yet.
That's it.
All right. Taurus. This is you, babe.
That's me. Okay. Well, you tell me first.
Well, traditionally, Taurus is said to love luxury and comfort. Anything that has to do with being in a spa or like a wine tasting in Tuscany or going to some wonderful place on a beach resort or a place in Bali where there's like the wonderful spiritual oasis and you can like learn how to do things in traditional forms and experience like the lovely crafts and jewelry and food of another culture.
Oh my gosh, Arwynne, were you here literally last night in bed with, no, because as we were going to bed last night, we were just talking about how I am adding something new to my bucket list and it's a destination. And believe it or not, I actually not sure if it's exactly Napa or Sonoma or like that whole area.
That whole area.
But I was literally saying exactly that to my husband, that I love the area because it reminds me of Sicily and I like the heat and the wine and like the country there. But also, they have quite not a spiritual escape, but they have a wellness retreat in that area. I think Wilkinson's retreat or something. And they also have the, similar to our Rocky Mountaineers. So this, the train with all, I was just talking about it yesterday, amazing. How that's what I wanted to add to my bucket list.
I may not have been in bed with you, but as you know, as our listeners may not know, actually, we live in the same building and I actually live in the apartment right below you. So maybe that energy was just seeping down through the floor,
but
and I was
somehow
absorbing it.
How do you actually come up with this? Like, I know I'm a complex Taurus, but still, you've encompassed the wellness side, the luxury side. You've included the wine that I really would love to have, and the fact that I wanted to. My mind was in Italy, but then I discovered Napa.
No need to go for like that, long flight.
Exactly. Yeah. So I would say that.
That's amazing. All right, Gemini. Gemini is a curious social air sign. They love diversity and vibrancy and communication. So I would think anything where there's like a city tour, anything where they're traveling with friends maybe would be great. Something where they can experience different cultures and eclectic neighborhoods and really immerse themselves in a culture where I wouldn't say, and of course this, multilingual people exist everywhere, but Gemini is going to want to actually be able to converse and communicate with other people. So I would say it's a little different from, like, say, a Sagittarian who might want to go and explore another culture and immerse themselves where they might not speak the language and just get immersed in something that's totally foreign. I think Gemini would maybe want to do something a little closer to home, or at least somewhere where they can speak their own language and be understood and really just communicate with new and exciting types of people that's like a different experience, but where they actually can kind of relate to people.
But they like cities, it sounds.
I would think at least something vibrant and active.
Yeah,
I don't see like a solitary, like meditative exploration for Gemini. Gemini's going to want to do something active and fun. Yeah. Fun is another really Gemini word, and with other people for sure.
So where would you send them? Because I was thinking not local. Local meaning Canada. Yeah, like British Columbia, Canada.
As you say, San Francisco would be great. San Francisco, Miami, London, Paris, something like
cities,
that.
Cities. I was thinking
Sydney.
Tokyo,
absolutely. I want to go to Tokyo. I was watching here's tangent. If you're playing at home, take a drink. This is our first tangent.
Love it.
I was watching this documentary about the making of Lost in Translation, which I love that movie so much. Sofia Coppola and Bill Murray were talking, and Scarlett Johansson, and it's such a beautiful, amazing movie. And they were talking about how they filmed it basically like almost on a shoestring budget with like kind of guerrilla filming tactics, because a lot of the places they were trying to film didn't allow filming, or it was super complicated with the differences in culture and the acceptance of how, like, bothering people on the train, for example, or going into certain hotel lobbies and trying to film, and the Japanese government was just like no, and so they really got away with a lot of filming that they were not really allowed to do, and it was just a really fascinating documentary. And then I turned it off to come up here to record. So Tokyo is definitely on my mind. It was a wonderful co-star in that movie.
Oh, I see Tokyo in your future.
Yay.
I can't wait for you to go.
I would love it. And I've got a really good friend who's from Japan. She's not from Tokyo, but yeah.
And as a Virgo, how do you feel about this bustling, vibrant Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And it's like when we get to Virgo, it's, I'll pause that. Okay.
Yeah. A little teaser.
We don't want Cancer to feel shortchanged.
Yeah.
Okay. So Cancer is like this. I don't want to say that the staycation is like the Cancer vacation, because that's kind of, not fair. But staycation, something sentimental, something family oriented, maybe going back to your ancestral home. If your family is from a certain other country, going and exploring where your family heritage is from. Anything on the water, like a cruise or a beach house or a lakeside cabin, or something where you are on the water somehow would be great. Or traveling by water, traveling by boat to get somewhere. And anything.
Is there a connection between Taurus and Cancer? Because
they're sextile signs, so they're both feminine, and they do have a lot in common in terms of like that kind of home and like warmth and coziness. And I can't remember exactly how to pronounce it, but there's that wonderful word in Scandinavian language where it's like that homey, like
hygge.
There you go, with the cushy
I'm probably
socks
not
and
pronouncing
and
it
the
correctly,
sweaters.
but
I'm pretty sure I wouldn't even try it, but
totally.
that is definitely Cancer and Taurus in an earth way versus a water kind of way.
Yeah, it sounds like we both, Taurus and Cancer, like to unwind and recharge, and somewhere that is cozy. But I was totally thinking a lot more luxurious. I was thinking like the Maldives,
exactly.
But mostly because I've never been.
That's the Taurus thing, is that luxury, and for Cancer, it's a bit more about the comfort. And so it's an overlap, but then there's a difference there. And I think Cancer would definitely like to do something around food, but more about the comfort food. Okay. And like maybe cooking for family in a beach house or in a cabin somewhere, or maybe exploring, traditional foods of whatever their culture is in another country. Yeah.
That's cool.
Totally. Leo. They love drama and glamour, anything that's extravagant. Las Vegas, New York, Rio. Yes, exactly. It's either a big city or even like a theme vacation where they go, like a theme cruise, something, or like a theme vacation where they explore some interest of theirs, or they try to see as many plays as possible, or they go on like I don't even know if they do these anymore, but those themed train trips where everyone's like in costume and they're like, I don't know if they do that, but
is it in Napa?
It seems like right. It seems like a Leo thing. Something that brings in their love of drama and
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah,
I'm curious.
And Leo also does love gambling, so definitely some kind of gambling destination for sure.
If you're a Leo, can you tell us where your favorite place that you visited? Because I'm so curious now.
Really? And it's interesting. Actually, Alison Price, our co-host, she is very Leo, and she always tells this incredible story about gambling in South Africa and going to this crazy casino that was in a very sort of inhospitable place and winning a bunch of money and then fleeing into the night because you just did not want to be wandering around with cash or be put up in a room. And it was just not the most super safe area. But yeah, she says she never loses when she gambles.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I'm going to ask what she's up to next time I'm on vacation. Right? To a casino.
Totally.
Okay.
All right, Virgo, here we go.
Oh, tell us.
They're obviously we are detail-oriented and health-conscious. So anything that has to do with a wellness retreat or a tour where you don't want to go a place where you're warned not to drink the water, or like, there are snakes in the river, but you can swim, but there are massive giant spiders. Absolutely not. No, this is not for me. And anything where you are active all the time, you've got an itinerary, you can organize like all the things you want to do. When I went to New York in 2019, my partner and I watched all these YouTube videos, and of course he's a Scorpio, and we'll get to that. But so he's like typing in to the search bar, like things locals will do, not the tourist things, the offbeat things, the different things, the top 20 things that you'll never hear on a travel documentary that you should do in New York.
Have you heard of Atlas Obscura?
Oh, for sure.
Perfect.
Love it. Love it. I love the fact that it's like an encyclopedia.
Yes.
And I've also got Scorpio rising, so I love the fact that there's all this, it's like the mystery and the, exactly.
But what did you search for? What was in your search bar?
Well, I mean, I've never been, so I was just like, what are the top 20 things I'll feel regret if I don't do, right?
I see, yeah.
But then also, like, what are the things only the locals know about? And when I went to Hawaii, same thing. It's like, what are, where do you go if you're a local and you want to get, the best lobster or swim with the turtles, but not be, like, in line for 12 hours with like, a bunch of people and their kids and their entire family. And I want to do all the really important things on a vacation that you'll feel like people find out you went to New York and they're like, oh, did you go here or there? And then you're like, oh, we didn't even think of that. Like, I want to hit all those, those important things. But
interesting.
Yeah.
Have you considered Bali?
I have, actually.
Yes?
I have.
Because now that we've been, I could totally see you in Bali.
That sounds amazing.
Oh, I don't know. The only thing that I think you will really miss is the roller skating because it's a little unfriendly to that.
A lot of places are. It's pretty rare to find a place that has as much.
But biking, totally cool. Tons of walking,
and you
totally
can rent bikes.
And you can rent that.
See, that's another thing too. That was what I loved about being in New York was being able to walk everywhere.
Yes,
like you have to.
Yeah,
I mean, we flew in and then we just literally walked like tens of thousands of steps every single day.
Amazing.
At one point, we got back to the hotel room and I think we ordered a pizza at like 1:30 in the morning. And I was like, oh, I wonder how many steps I did. And it was like it said, like 12,000 or something. I was like, wait a minute, what? And I realized it's because it was 2 a.m. That was just since midnight.
What?
So the day before had been like 35,000 or something. It was
I thought
right?
I thought you meant all day. I was like, okay, that's like
no. We walked up and down. We walked everywhere. We walked down to like the World Trade Center and then up to almost Harlem and all around the park. And yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think you would appreciate Bali for that as well. But it's like how health conscious it is, and how beautiful it is. But also just like how warm, and you're so cute in your little outfits.
I love the outfits.
Yeah, I think you like that, and like you can just let your hair be, and you can. I could totally see you loving that.
Nice.
I hope that
being able to go someplace where you can actually immerse into the culture and not be accused of kind of like appropriating anything.
Oh yeah.
Going to Honolulu and just dressing in like head to toe florals was amazing.
Yeah.
And exactly. I would love to go to India for the same reason, although logistically you have to probably know someone in order to have a great time. But I would love to be invited to an Indian wedding. If you're listening, anyone who, With those, oh my God, the outfits.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Obsessed with.
What color would you choose? I guess.
Oh, there's this beautiful combination of like hot pink and lime that I think would be like just amazing for me.
Oh,
yeah. Which you don't see that often, but at Indian weddings, that's a really legit combination, and that totally.
You look so pretty in that.
I love that idea. Oh. All right, Libra. Libra is an air sign. It's romantic and social, and they are into harmony and balance. And I would think that anything that's a very sophisticated place, a romantic getaway obviously would be great. Anything with their partner, Paris, Venice, an art tour anywhere in Italy or on a picturesque beach or a very cosmopolitan, sophisticated city anywhere in the world would definitely be a great destination for Libra. And I would think that something that has to do with culture, anything with music or art, just a tour of like all the great museums or libraries or something like that.
That sounds beautiful.
Taking in wonderful performances in different cultures.
For listeners who don't know, we have a large painting in our living room.
I was just staring at that.
And that's exactly what I was thinking. That I think now I'll start thinking of my Libras because I have a few of them in my family. The painting is of Venice, of a romantic gondola ride through the canals, and there's architecture. There's some flowers. I think a couple cafes here and there, but it's just that magical, enchanting atmosphere that I think I could totally see Libras and love and enjoying that. I think that'd be really nice.
Not into like the rustic do-it-yourself yurt sort of situation. Definitely the culture.
Okay.
For sure. All right, Scorpio.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about your partner.
Yeah. Passionate, mysterious, intense, and transformative. So a place that's like an adventure, but not just like an athletic adventure, like a mysterious, mystical place, like ancient ruins in Egypt, or diving off the Great Barrier Reef, or exploring like Machu Picchu, or what's that place in Jordan with the...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I'll look it up.
Thank you. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
But or like doing one of those ghost tours in like a crazy haunted place. Like there's this massive place in Alabama, and it used to be a steel mill, and it's said to be one of the most haunted locations in all of the South. And I've seen the craziest documentaries about it. Petra, that's the place in Jordan. So exploring a place that has an incredible history, or like maybe a dark and occult history, or like the catacombs in Paris. Oh, such a Scorpio vacation destination. Yes. And then, of course, you get to enjoy Paris while you're there. Like, it's not just about the backpacking through some ruins, but it's about absorbing the bizarre and the dark and the fascinating and the mysterious culture, and some mysterious and perhaps...
But next time we're struggling to find a
elements.
place to go to, I think I'm going to reach out to your partner and be like, where do you think we should go?
Oh, yeah. And he'll just do the Scorpio mind meld and just like pull it out of your brains and tell you.
Yes.
Yeah, he's good at that.
That would be so fun.
Totally.
Interesting. Oh, that would be really, really cool.
For sure. Yeah, I can't wait for our next vacation.
Yes.
So Sagittarius, they are freedom-loving, they are philosophical, they're into education and learning about different cultures, immersing themselves in different lands, going overseas. This is not the staycation type here, unless it's going to be a staycation in like a massive and palatial library, possibly. So backpacking through some wonderful African or Asian land, or immersing themselves in a Istanbul or India or some. And I'm saying this as someone in North America. So if you're in North America,
I know it's hard to say it that way.
Yeah,
it kind of reminds me a bit of a Gemini, a little bit of an Aries,
right?
But I guess they're just a little bit more
well,
free-spirited.
The reason for that is that Aries and Sagittarius are both fire signs, so they both have that for sure, that fiery adventure and action-oriented thing. But then Gemini and Sagittarius are opposite each other, so they have a lot in common. It's just that Gemini is kind of, it's like the youthful version of it, and Sagittarius is like the more seasoned and deeper version of that same energy.
So I love how you explain that.
The fire version versus the air version.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Totally.
So Iceland?
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
100% Iceland.
Yeah. It just feels so otherworldly, but
totally.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
It's got the history. It's got the weird Viking thing. It's got the volcanoes and
the hot springs.
Yeah, and Bjork, although Bjork is like the most Scorpio person who ever lived. Yeah, the hot springs, all of that. Very, very Sagittarian. I love it. That's perfect.
And Capricorn?
Capricorn. They're ambitious, they're practical, they're goal-oriented. So I see something to do with either a major city, so they can explore and learn, or maybe even incorporate it into some kind of a business entrepreneurial thing. They definitely know how to have fun. They're one of the, a lot of incredible comedians actually in the world are Capricorn, but something where there's a goal, and like climbing Mount Everest or skiing in the Alps, or doing something where they're going to be able to tell people about it, and people will go, "Oh wow, you did that." This is what Capricorn wants to get out of their vacation, is checking something monumental off of the bucket list.
Interesting. Okay, where would you send them?
Gosh. I mean, that is so like not me. I have nothing in Capricorn except the North Node. So I should aspire for that. I would definitely go with one of the major cities, because I am not like the backpacking in the Alps or, danger kind of thing with Mount Everest. Anywhere where you could, die and then they can't even remove your body because it's too dangerous to go in after you.
Oh,
not me, but
Mount Everest. Got it.
Send the Capricorn to math. No. We love our Capricorns.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
I hope you have fun, but please be safe.
Yes, and then write about it and tell us about it, and we would love to live vicariously through you.
Oh, please.
I'm actually reading a book right now by someone who helps to rescue lost hikers on the West Coast Pacific Trail, whatever it's called.
West Coast Trail, one that I'm doing soon. Yeah.
Well, I haven't got to the end yet. She may find them all. I'm not sure.
She may find them all. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I won't have nightmares about this when I'm on the...
Be safe though. Be careful. Yeah. Anyway.
Aquarius.
They're innovative. They're independent. They are an air sign, but they act a little watery at times. They're unique and unconventional. So exploring a music festival like Coachella, volunteering abroad, doing some kind of backpacking trip across, down like the Rio Grande, finding different places to stay and immersing yourself in a different culture and learning another language, or exploring like some kind of technological wonder that maybe going to another country where they have like what's it called, the collider, the massive like underground magnetic thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, like, I didn't expect that for some reason.
Or going like to NASA and getting like a tour of, something to do with like technology, or where you can learn something about the space program. Oh my God, they have those space vacations where you can like go in the shuttle thing. And
okay, so as an Aquarius bucket list item, Mars.
It might be expensive. Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Aquarians.
Yeah, you'll have to save up. But you are inventive, so, that app will definitely get you halfway there.
Oh my gosh. Okay, if you actually go to Mars or like any planetary travel, please tell us about it.
Yes. How is that Mars?
I know. Imagine starting a book of all of these travel destinations based on the signs, and you've got this whopping surprise.
I feel like we're upping the ante as we go.
I know, right?
Oh my God, where's
okay, poor Pisces. Pisces. I that's going to be quite a...
I mean, they're spiritual, they're artistic, they're dreamy, so they do love art. They love anything that's got to do with like spiritual travel, like Bali or India or like the temples in Japan. Sedona. Yes. There you go. Something like that, like a spiritual retreat, a mystical experience. Ayahuasca in South America. Tell us about the panther goddess or jaguar goddess. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That kind of thing. But also a spiritual journey where you go and you see the cosmos in your mind and you bring that back. So we had to go one step farther than Mars for Pisces because we're upping the ante.
We have to.
It's that journey within. You're bringing back nuggets of spiritual realism and
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or art, explore some beautiful art, dance. Yeah. Oh yeah, like a dance retreat somewhere where you get to like learn the dances of a certain different culture.
I'm still going back to Indonesia and how stunning that was, and how every movement. I'm sure this applies to most dance. Yeah. And your wonderful mother would know more about it, but just like how the eyes move, how the different fingers, how they're positioned, that all has meaning.
Right.
And it's stunning to watch, but you know that there's more to it than what you're seeing.
Right. Totally.
Wow. Okay, so that's Pisces.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, that was fun. That was great.
Was super fun. I think it would be kind of cool to do a Russian roulette style of a trip next time you're thinking like where to go. I'm just going to have all these different signs with all the different destinations that they would prefer and try something new.
Absolutely.
You never know.
I'm imagining like a three-dimensional version of, a globe is three-dimensional, but like maybe a multi-dimensional version where you spin the globe and, you close your eyes and then you just put your finger down and you choose a place. But then also it's like there's this astrological overlay where then the activities you do have to do with that sign. Yeah. So maybe you pick a place, but then you're like, I'm immersing myself in the food of that culture or the dance and the history and the costumes and
something that actually appeals to your sign, essentially.
Right. Or you learn the language of that place or you have a backpacking adventure, regardless of where it is. Maybe you pick like Atlanta, but then you have
Yeah.
to go backpacking.
Yeah.
Like, what? Oh, okay.
Unusual.
That's not what I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I think that's where the fun is. So
for sure.
long story short, the world is our oyster, and maybe even the cosmos, because
Yeah.
you never know. You don't have to leave the comfort of your home to go on a trip, right?
100%. Well, if you have found value in this episode or any of our episodes, please feel free to share them with your loved ones, your trusted advisors. And if you want to contact us, you can reach out to us at starzology@gmail.com. You can find us at starzology.com. You can find me at mspink.net. That's mspink.net. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you for joining me, Katia.
Thank you so much for having me, Arwynne.
And we'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks so much for getting this far through the episode. I just want to take a moment to tell you about the two main options of my astrology services. So the first one is coaching. If you are an aspiring astrologer, and by that I mean someone who's perhaps a hobbyist astrologer or someone who's learning astrology or a student, or you've got a few books and you've been doing it for a while, but perhaps you need a little bit of help to bring it all together, then maybe getting some astrological coaching from me would be the answer for you. The astrology coaching I offer is a 1-hour session on Zoom, and it's tailored to answer your particular questions. For example, if you have issues with natal chart readings, we can go there. Or if you're having problems working with your forecasting, we can go there. Or even basic astrology stuff, or even getting yourself organized for your astrology business. The idea is that astrological coaching will answer your particular questions. It's tailored specifically to you and where you are in your astrological journey. And I'm happy to help you out with some guidance about how you can get going, what to focus on, and what to dismiss. So that would be the astrological coaching for people trying to learn astrology. The second astrological service I offer is consultations. So this is for someone who perhaps doesn't know anything about astrology, but they just want to have their chart read or get their chart done. Call it what you will. So once more, this is a 1-hour consultation over Zoom. I will interpret your chart, tell you about the main features, tell you about where the energy is flowing, and all the rest of what is entailed in a thorough natal chart interpretation. I can also add in some forecasting in there too, bearing in mind we only have 1 hour. So just in summary, I've got coaching for people who want to learn astrology, and I've got consultations for those who want to get an astrology reading done. I'm Alison Price from Starzology.com. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.